and and the bar was set pretty low, and people looking ahead to the 10th year anniversary of the iPhone next year. Maybe that will be where all the innovation will come in. All right, Dan, thanks so much. We're going to bring in our next guest about the iPhone. Bradley Gastwirth is CEO, ABR Investment Strategy. He joins us live from Boca Raton in Florida. So, Bradley, were you impressed or underwhelmed?
I would say it was very much as expected. So I would say a little underwhelmed because there wasn't anything that was really new, that wasn't really rumored to be ahead of this announcement. In terms of what it's offering, it's not bad. It is very much a performance upgrade, and is it enough to get a significant part of the install base to upgrade? That will remain to be seen. But overall, not that exciting. And I agree with your comments. I think there are a lot of people waiting for even next year's iPhone, and that's even before this one's actually out in the market.
Okay, so that's where you really think you're going to see a big move in the upgrade cycle, waiting for that 10th anniversary iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, so even already the different specs that we're hearing for the iPhone 8, we're hearing a Super AMOLED display, so a very crisp new display, glass enclosure, so it will be different form factor, it'll look a little bit nicer, some other performance with wireless charging, etc. The 7 is, again, I mean, it has a better camera. In terms of the Plus, it has the dual camera, but it's really not that exciting. I mean, okay, so it's IP67, which is waterproof and dustproof. Many other of its competitors have that functionality. It's really a few, maybe iterations behind a lot of its high-end competition, but it always has been behind in spec, so that isn't new. But along with the others, I'm underwhelmed. Is definitely to say.
Bradley, what do you think of the AirPods? It's something that you have to buy. You have to shell out another $160. It's got a microphone, so you can speak on the phone with it and not be tangled up in your wire. Is this something that's innovative and convenient, something that you think current iPhone or the iPhone 7 buyers will actually shell out more money for?
Yeah, it's a great question, Pauline, and you and I were chatting about this earlier. I see a lot of people who do purchase them lose them. They are these small little devices that are going to be in your ears, not connected to anything. And if you think about how many times the wired ones fall out of the ears, now think about nothing being able to capture it when it does fall. Now, at $160, is that a reasonable price? I guess. I think it's quite expensive for somebody buying headphone sets. I do think it will get lost. I don't see the initial increase or upgrade to these AirPods being that significant to Apple's bottom line. But it's a cool new feature. I think it should work pretty well. I am a little skeptical in terms of what it really does to the financial model. But it's nice to see a little some new innovation from the company.
Let's talk about the Apple Watch, because we got two versions here. We've got the Apple Watch, which will also feature Pokemon Go on it. So that's a new addition. And also we've got the Apple Watch Nike, which will feature GPS, so you don't have to bring your smartphone with you as you go for a run. You can just take the Apple Watch. Your thoughts on both of these?
On the Pokemon Go, I don't see that by itself being a significant driver, but the Nike one, I think it really will be. I think there is certainly a big group of people that want to use it, for athletic reasons, and without carrying your large iPhone that's either 4.7 or 5.5 inch display, it will have GPS enabled. You can track everything, and then when it goes back and syncs, it will have the exact map of where you ran or where you walked uploaded seamlessly. So it's a nice feature. Is it an amazing must-have? I'd say it's a nice to have. It's certainly not a must have. It's a nice second iteration from the first version. Being waterproof and being able to swim, I think is a nice positive. But are we going to get 30 to 50 million of these things sold in the first year of iteration 2? I don't think so. It's still in the beginning of the cycle for the watch. And I think we still need to see generation 3 and 4 before we get very excited about how big this can be.
And Bradley, even though you're underwhelmed with this unveiling, are you more excited about Apple as a stock at the moment?
Yeah, that's another great question. From a stock perspective, the company is incredibly inexpensive. We're looking at a company trading less than 10 times next year's numbers, ex cash, and it has a very nice dividend. It's a contrarian long. Most investors have a negative sentiment. Most institutional and even the street is negative on the company in terms of the product cycle and the iPhone 7 launch. Now, even being underwhelmed with this, there's still going to be a very significant upgrade cycle. And, again, that's question, how big is that upgrade cycle? But the stock is inexpensive. I like it from a contrarian and value perspective. And I think at these levels, I see minimum downside risk.
Okay, yeah, we saw the stock trading in negative territory during the unveil, but by the close, it was up 0.6%. Brad, great talking to you. Thanks so much. Bradley Gastwirth, CEO of ABR Investment Strategy. Well, Sony officially